originated. Invented by a Frenchman called Louis Braille. He lost his sight at 15. Braille was invented as a way of visually impaired people being able to read, and it's basically made up of 6 dots.
So Braille, at the time of its invention, must have made a huge change to blind and partially sighted people's lives.
Imagine a day where you wake up and you can't read, and you can't write. It takes away everything. You can't write a letter. You're not really going to be able to operate a keyboard. You won't be able to email. Just the simple things in life, like going down to the cash point and getting some money out, it all requires some element of sight. But when Braille was invented, it allowed people to have that independence to start to read and write for themselves. So it is life-changing for people with sight loss. Unfortunately, due to technology taking over, yes, it is becoming less and less popular. It is the only way to be able to read something and flip back and reread it, which is why a lot of people find the actual manual Braille really good. A lot of it now is done with speech over software, and as many people know, if you've got an Android phone or an iPhone, if you press the button you can actually say,
"Call Bob Hall."
Calling Bob Hall.
A visually impaired person will use the same technology. Also the fact that you can email and it will have screen reading software on just the general computers now, which will read it to them. So I mean, for some younger people, there's a great difference between being sat down and taught to do every single letter and different contractions and punctuation, or you just send it to your PC and it reads it straight to you. You can understand the options where people are going for the assistive technology now.
Well, this one in front of me, Perkins Brailler, which is a really old machine.
So Ruth, how old were you when you learned to type Braille?
Probably about 5 or 6. I was still well and truly in my childhood.
So is it fair to say it's had a major impact on your life?
Oh yes, definitely. I use it for a whole load of things, because I do use some technology now, like Pen Friend, for labelling things.
So none of the technology is ever going to fully replace Braille for you?
Oh no, definitely not.
I understand that we, Big Centre and the Walsall Society share a mutual friend in Graham.
We do indeed, our famous Graham Brooks. Absolute star of a man, rang us up and said, you know what, I'm going to walk from Walsall to Wembley and I'm going to raise you some money in memory of my grandfather, Ronald. And by chance I remembered Ronald when I was here as a young school leaver, and the way they used to communicate on his hands so quickly and spell everything out, it was the most amazing thing to watch and does really inspire you. And he did exactly what he said he would do. Absolutely crazy man. He walked from Walsall to Wembley in 7.5 days and raised over £7,500. Wonderful man.
Incredible.
Incredible. We've asked him if he'd ever do anything like it again, and he says we'll have to wait for another special occasion.
This is Tom Russon for the Midland.